Hi, good evening, Vahani family. I'm Kritika and I'm a part of the Vahani team. We are so excited to tell you that Vahani is completing 10 years this year, and hence we've come up with this series of interactions with the members of the Vahani family. So, which is called Voices of Vahani. And we're going to hear stories of alumni members, scholars, mentors, all by themselves. So, today we have Vikas with us. I was a 2017 Mahani scholar, and Vikas is now working for a company called Fast Retailing, and he's based out of Japan. So, hi Vikas, how are you?
Hello, ma'am. I'm good. How are you?
All good, Vikas. How was your day at work today?
It was good. Not very busy today, and tomorrow is weekend, so it's pretty good.
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
So, Vikas, it is so exciting that you're based out of Japan and new place, new country. So, tell us about your work.
So as you said, I work for a company called Fast Retailing. I work as a software engineer there. It's a parent company of some of the clothing brands like Uniqlo, GU. You might have heard of Uniqlo.
Yes, Uniqlo there is there in India. Yes.
Yes, yes. They are pretty recent in India, but slowly they're expanding in India also. So I work as a software engineer there and part of their core engineering team and mostly working on the front end side. So I create UI UX for their website as well as application in for most of the global regions. And I am also, with time, I have taken up some leadership roles as well. So I'm working as a dev lead right now for the team.
That's wonderful. So, what does a typical day look like for you?
So a normal day at work is mostly we have a couple of sync meetings and where we check the progress of the tasks and the project. And I also have dev tasks, so I do my development. I usually book time for it in my calendar because usually we have a lot of meetings. It's a
Right.
common thing in Japan. You might have heard like Japanese people do a lot of meetings. So, and after that, we have a lot of planning meetings and some normal meetings. So, usually it's just that. And after work, I usually either go for some workout if I have time, or I directly go for dinner if I leave work late.
Okay. Nice. So, Vikas, how was it settling in a new country? Was language a barrier? How did you manage?
So, when I came to Japan, surprisingly, it was not that difficult for me to settle here. Because maybe one factor is food, so I can eat non-veg food. But if someone is veg, then it's usually a bit hard to, find food which is completely vegetarian for in Japan. So in that sense, I did not face much difficulty, but yeah, language was definitely a barrier, and it still is a barrier because I'm not that good in Japanese even now. But I can do some
But do you
base.
understand the language now?
I can do some daily conversation level Japanese conversations, and when I came to Japan, actually, my company had provided us some basic training in India when we were still in India. So that time also I could use some Japanese like when I go to a supermarket to buy stuff, but I did face problems buying my apartment or opening a bank account because the forms that you fill usually you have to fill those in Japanese. So I had to use a lot of Google Translate apps and translators. But apart from that, I did not face much difficulty.
Okay. So, tell us about your story, Vikas. Tell us about your childhood. How did Vahani come into the picture? And how have things worked out for you?
So I am from Delhi and I live there with my family, which consists of my parents and my brother. And my parents came from a place in Bihar when before we were born. So because they did not have good education facilities there, so they moved to Delhi for mostly for our education. So I studied there and I completed my schooling from a government school. And after eighth grade, I moved to this school called Pratibha Vikash Vidyalaya, where I got the opportunity to apply for Vahani. And yeah, my parents, they always put emphasis on studies, so they used to they used to help us with our homeworks and even helped us study when we were small. Once we reached a class where they did not know about the subject, then by that time they had put us in a habit of kind of study for this much time and complete our homeworks on our own. So maybe that helped. So throughout my schooling, I was kind of a good student, and maybe that's one of the reasons I got the opportunity to apply for Vahani. And luckily, I got the scholarship.
That's great. So, tell me something. If you were to go back in time, is there anything that you think you would have liked to change from your past?
Maybe I would, if I still have the knowledge of present, then maybe I would invest in some stocks that I know will grow a lot. Just kidding.
Right.
Most probably I'll try to enjoy some moments. There are a lot of times where from the perspective I have now, I feel I was worrying about things which don't matter that much, and I was going the right direction, but because I didn't know what will happen, and I was worried about stuff going on. Um, I was not able to enjoy a lot of things, mostly during my school and sometimes during college also. So maybe I'll try to just enjoy more. I think those things didn't matter at the end.
Right. So, Vikas, do you have time to pursue your hobbies or other interests with your busy work schedule?
Yeah, actually, it is busy, but I would say I still get time to do whatever I like to do. So during weekdays, I don't get that much time, but during weekends, I to travel somewhere, or just if I don't have any plans, I just take my bicycle and I go around cycling in my neighborhood or somewhere far. So this is one thing I like about Japan, that it's easy to, just walk. You can even walk for 1 or 2 hours, go to a sea area or a nice park here. So I usually mostly travel to different places, or I play games with my friends, or I just sleep whole day if I don't have any other plans. But I have noticed that since I came to Japan, I have been going out a lot. I didn't go out much in Delhi, but I think I have traveled more in Japan compared to India.
Right. It's important to maintain a work-life balance. That's
Yes, yes,
great.
definitely.
Okay. What's next on your personal and professional bucket list?
So, on my personal bucket list, I want to travel more. I have not traveled much. I would say in Japan, I have traveled quite a bit, but outside Japan, even within India, I have not traveled much. So I want to travel to other countries as well. I went to Vietnam last year, and it was really nice. I had not been to a place like that before. Some of the places I visited. So I want to travel more, and yeah, I want to bring my family to Japan once and show them around. And professional, I would
I'm sure
say
your family would be looking forward to that.
yes, yes, but yeah, I have been asking them to like apply for some of the documents, but they are just busy with other stuff. So yeah, and
Right.
professionally, I would say I want to do better at better things. I want to get better at my job and take up more responsibilities. Um, I want to deliver more projects and maybe take up leadership roles in future. Uh, Better leadership roles which have bigger impact team wise. Yeah.
That's interesting. So, any particular milestones that you had marked for yourself and you've been able to achieve? I heard something about you buying an apartment or something.
By not buying, it's renting. Like when you try to rent apartment. Not, I have not bought apartment, but milestone wise, maybe career wise, I would say even getting a job was like a milestone. When I was in college, I was not sure if I would be able to get a good job, because that was COVID time and a lot of companies were on hiring freeze. So they were not hiring. but I would say I was lucky I got a decent job. Um, so that was one. And job-wise, I think I'm doing decent. I was able to deliver stuff, and I was given more tasks and even got the opportunity to lead teams, and that kind of excites me. So yeah, I have plans for future, like what I want to do within like 6 months or one year project wise, but yeah, it will be too technical to talk about here.
Okay. And I also heard that you met our board member and patron Shalini ma'am in Japan recently.
Yes, yes,
How
yes.
was the experience dining with her?
It was really nice. So I got a message from Rashmini ma'am that Shalini ma'am and Rajiv sir, actually both of them were in Tokyo, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, they are here. I want to meet them. They also wanted to meet me, so we arranged a meeting, and Shalini ma'am booked a really nice omakase sushi restaurant, which Obama liked. I think I read
Oh,
somewhere,
wow.
and
Okay.
so they were here for a limited time and they were very busy. So they Shalini ma'am took out time to meet me, and I went there after work from my office. It's in a place called Ginza, which is a really nice shopping district of Japan. And it was really nice experience. I met a designer also there who was going to work with Shalini ma'am. She was a Japanese designer. She was also there. So we met and we had this omakase. Before that, I had sushi, but I have never had the omakase experience. I have just heard about it. It was a really nice experience. The chef was preparing everything in front of us and talking to us, interacting with us. And I got to meet Shalini ma'am after a long time because, as I said, I'm not able to go back to India that often, so I'm not able to
Right.
join the events. So it was really nice.
Are you able to find good Indian food there?
Um, Not at the Indian level, but actually the place where I live, it's called Mini India in Japan because a lot of Indian community is here. So
Okay.
whichever direction I go outside my apartment, I would find some Indian restaurant. So I'm able
Okay,
to find
nice.
Indian restaurants and I go there a lot, but it's not the authentic Indian taste because you can't get the same ingredients everywhere. So
Right.
yeah.
All right. And my last question, do you have any message to give to your fellow alumni members or Vahani scholars or prospective scholars?
For alumni members, maybe just that I think they are. I interact with some of them and I see some of their stories. I think they're doing really good. And I also saw that they do some meetups and I think they went in
We
Rishikesh.
went to Rishikesh
Yeah, yeah.
recently. Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to join those events, even though I want to, but I think they're doing really good and just keep it up and keep inspiring other scholars. And for the scholars, I would say you all are really exceptional students. That's one of the reasons you got Vahani scholarship, and it's a really good opportunity for you. Please take advantage of this. Grow your network. I think you get lot chances to meet a lot of successful people through different events that Vahani conducts. Take advantage of that and do well in your field, whichever field you have. And I think recently you must have noticed that there are so many changes going on worldwide. Keep yourself updated about those. Keep yourself updated about the events going on because those will impact your future once you enter workforce or if you want to go for further studies. And rest, you might face some failures, but try to learn from them and improve and try again. um, you will do good. You are doing good, and you will be doing good. So yeah, just keep doing good and make us proud. Yeah, that's all. So if someone wants to study in Japan, I think do you know Suraj Sharma? He's from 2016 batch. So his younger brother actually studied in Japan. So there is a scholarship called MEXT,
The
MEXT.
recording has stopped.
So if someone wants to study, I think what his younger brother did is a nice way. You can try for the MEXT scholarship. I don't have the details about it because I didn't look into it, but maybe you can reach out to him and ask him what's the process. And I think that's a good way because they also teach you Japanese. You don't have to necessarily learn Japanese yourself and then only you can go. You can actually apply for it. Once you clear the exam, I heard they give you 1 year Japanese training and then you choose your college. So that's a good, I think, way to study in Japan. Also, they cover your fees and they give you stipend and everything. So it's really good for you if even if you come from a, like not a very well-to-do financial background. For work, I would say I was lucky I got the chance to work here in Japan. Um, how I can share that. So I got the chance to work here through my on-campus placements. So the company for which I work, they visited my college for hiring and I applied for it. And luckily I got selected. They gave us some initial Japanese training, but my work actually where the team I work for, it has very few Japanese people. It's more like a global team. So I don't usually use Japanese unless I talk with the business side. So, but I don't think that's very common. So if you want to apply by yourself, maybe you will need some Japanese. You will need to learn some Japanese. Usually they expect you to have N2 proficiency. N2 is kind of like a measure of your Japanese proficiency. It's called JLPT. You have to clear a JLPT exam and get N2 JLPT, yeah. And if you are at that level, then you can apply for jobs by yourself. Else, if you are still in college and you see any chance, any Japanese companies visiting your college, then you can apply through college also.
Also, Kaushal is a very bright alumni member. He's working with Curio. So I'm sure, Kaushal, you can probably speak to Rajiv sir next time you meet him because he has a lot of contacts in Japan.
Anime,
You
so
should have listened in the interaction. Kaushal, पहले क्यों बताया?
you can edit it and add it later. So, regarding anime, I used to watch actually. I think every Indian has watched anime. Those cartoons, we used to call them cartoons, Doraemon and Shinchan and all. Those are all animes. So, yeah, I have watched them. When I was in college, I used to watch anime. I used to watch mostly the mainstream animes like Death Note, Attack on Titan. During the Corona time, I
This
was
meeting
sitting at
is being
home,
recorded.
so I was watching Kimetsu no Yaiba and what is that anime? I am
The
forgetting the
recording
name.
has stopped.
Uh, yeah, I watched some animes, but for some reason, once I came to Japan, I stopped watching them. Maybe one reason would be it's hard to pirate stuff. I used to watch those things. I used to pirate them. That time also Netflix and stuff was not that much available. But here you can't pirate that easily. And but you see anime all around you here. Like you are living in Japan, so I think I started going outdoors more. I wanted to see Japan by real Japan. Like I wanted to go around and see the places. So maybe I stopped watching anime after coming here. But I do read mangas sometimes. Also, a good way to practice Japanese to read mangas, I would say. Yeah, I when I was in high school and preparing for my J exams, I would say that's a time I say was very hard for me because I used to go to school and then I used to go to my coaching and then I had to do assignments and homeworks. I say I did not have any life that time, but I used to read One Piece manga that time because it has some comedy in it, right? So that was like one of the ways I used to stress out, um, kind of relieve the stress. So yeah, I think it's a nice anime. Not anime. I've not watched anime, but anime must have been good. It's the same story, so yeah, it's nice. By the way,
Right.
Kaushal, regarding working in Japan, I forgot to tell you. So usually, I think a lot of people who want to come here, it's not that easy to learn Japanese. They want to come here. Maybe after that, they want to learn. So I saw that there were some exams going on. I don't know how common it is. I don't think it's much common, but I saw there was an exam by Honda. I think Honda is pretty popular in India, right? So Honda was conducting an exam last year. It was a coding exam, and they were conducting all over the world, not just for India, or maybe just for Asia. I don't know the exact domain, but yeah, it was a coding round. And once you clear the coding round and interview round, they would bring you from whichever country you are from and here to Japan without Japanese language knowledge, and then they'll give you the training, I believe. So there are companies who are doing that. So maybe if anyone wants to come here and work here, you can search it up. In Japan, they are trying to bring more people here because there is kind of a labor shortage. The population is decreasing slowly, so they do need a lot of people. And I think yeah, engineers. There are a lot of engineers outside Japan, so they want to bring more here.
Great. Thank you so much, Vikas. I know it's been a long day for you and it's late there in Japan, but thank you for taking out the time for Vahani.
No problem. Thank you for having this meeting. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you, Kaushal. Thank you so much, both of you. All the
you.
best.